Oh yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is good. We're about to get cooking with Chef Jamil Traore and Chef Fatima El Qasby of the House of Ba Foundation. We're cooking dolma, and a special thing for our podcast listeners, if you're listening in here and you want the recipe for these dolma, all you got to do is email me at saturdayomaha@gmail.com. Put recipe dolma in the title, and I will respond back with the recipe. Chef Jamil was very kind to give me a recipe for this, and I'd love to share it with you if you'll send me an email, saturdayomaha@gmail.com. Okay, let's get into the podcast. Here we go. You seem hungry. Good thing your table is ready with Saturday Omaha.
Saturday Omaha.
Eat this.
So we're at the beautiful
Bohemian Gardens.
Bohemian Gardens. You know, I've never been inside.
Oh, really?
I was fortunate enough to do a short stage with Via Farina, learning how to make pizza.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I've cooked outside, but I've never been inside. The inside's beautiful here.
Beautiful. This is where we're gonna have the event at, you know.
Oh, okay.
So this is where we do like 25 people max, and then it's gonna be, of course, I was telling you, course meal, 5-course meal, the 5 African continent, you know.
So the official title for your next upcoming event that's on the...
Yep, that's nice. It's called, put it in the fridge. It's called Indigo Table. So, and the key thing for us is to bring people together. We're sitting around and introducing people to the 5 African culinary regions.
Nice.
So we're gonna have 5-course meal. It's gonna be each dish will be from the culinary regions and bring people together, right?
And just for those that don't know, what are the 5 culinary regions of Africa?
Yep, you have North Africa, right? You have West Africa, Central Africa, South Africa, and East Africa.
Okay.
So the East part, some people can sometimes kind of put it in Central.
Yeah.
But it's important to just also distinguish this East because it's different.
And
you know?
such a big continent, obviously, and many
Yes.
countries and cultures within. But like, are there hallmark cuisines or elements that you might expect to find in each region?
Yes, like it changed depending on the Indigo Table. Story on a plate dinner series.
Perfect. And that's coming up April
Yep,
25th.
April 20. So actually April 26th.
26th.
26 and 27.
Got it.
April 26, 27 right here. So, Indigo story on the plate. So stories on the
Story
plate.
on a plate.
Yep, Indigo Table story on the plate. Yeah. So, yes, totally. All those regions have something different, right? Because of the fact that, first of all, the people are almost the same, right? Because they all have the same root where colonization kind of changed things, right? Because of also that influence that you have, depending on whether it's English colonizer or French colonizer, you have those influence. Whether it's Arab colonizer, you have that influence.
Yeah.
So like in North Africa, you have the Middle East straight influence because of the fact that that's where it came from.
Sure.
And then you have on the West Coast, you have the French and the English because of that influence also. Central Africa, you almost have the same to Portuguese, European, I will say. East Africa, you have a mix of Asia and then Middle East also. And South Africa, you have India, Asia, and also European. So that influence the cuisine, and then also the crop.
Oh, sure. What's
And
available?
also and what's available influence the cuisine, you know. But what you get now is a really fusion, a melting pot of cuisines that are different, right? You know, spices, flavors, because Morocco, you know, the way they might do something, it might have the French and the Middle East, you know.
Right.
Senegal, the way they do things, might have African and then European, French also influence in there, you know.
So through the meal, it's kind of fun because you not only get to travel through the 5 culinary regions of Africa, but you're almost traveling a large portion of the globe because of those external influences upon Africa.
Yes, it is.
Very cool.
It did, you know. So that's why we call it the Indigo Table, because indigo is really, a meaning of indigo is coming together, right? Also excellence, and also meaningful to us because the indigo color, a lot of time when you have like African print, it's the indigo color, right? Chef, I'm going to have you chop this for me.
Ooh, you're going to see how bad my knife skills are. I have no knife skills. So, all right, just come across?
Yeah, just come across, you know what I mean? Yeah. There you go. Just, you know, Just go at it, just like that.
All right.
And then
So what all do we have in here? I smell celery. We've got peppers. We've got onions.
yeah,
Rosemary.
rosemary and thyme is going to be there as well. So this is kind of like a mirepoix for our consommé.
Okay.
So what we are serving today, what we attempt to do today is making a dolma, but in a different kind of way.
Okay.
It's the Middle East dolma, so vegetables basically, but we were gonna have it instead of how we serve it back home, like in big plate or wherever we're kind of dig in, take something. We're gonna do it as a soup.
Oh, okay.
And then make a consommé. So we're making right here mirepoix for the consommé.
And is this a dish that will be served coming up, or is this something that has been at the culinary capstone? How does this dish fit into House of Ba's in the meals?
Yes. So we did serve it at the capstone as part of a dish from Algeria.
Okay.
And then we potentially might serve it. This soup. It can either
Coming
be
up.
this or what we call bouillabaisse of fufu.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is a soup that we also have. Those are most popular soup right now.
Yeah.
That we can serve upcoming on the 27th or on the 26th and 27th.
Gotcha.
Yes, this dolma can make the list or make the cut.
Gotcha.
Totally.
So we're ahead of the event right now.
Yes.
And so the great part is we all got to get together, Fatima, chef, myself, just to see what's kind of the general food experience. And then this is great because we're getting to cook food while we talk about food and then upcoming things.
Exactly.
All right. Do we need a smaller dice on this,
so
chef?
if you want to just me, I'm just gonna take
please,
over right here, chef.
please.
And then so we are in the nice setting of nice, beautiful building of the Bohemian Garden, right?
Yes.
And this is our first time doing a pop-up right here, right?
Okay.
We've done other events at the Bohemian Garden. As you know, with the House of Bar and the House of Bar Foundation, the goal for us is to do what? It's bringing African food, and by extension, new American, immigrant refugees food to the limelight, right? As I always tell they've worked in a few hotels, but I don't think people know much about these cuisines. So we want to bring it. Fatima here is a graduate from our program. Fatima is from Morocco, and Fatima now is working with us. And then, how often have you been to a restaurant and see a chef in hijab in Omaha?
Almost never.
Okay, right? So that's the point right here. But Fatima has great skills, and I can lean on her when I'm doing the Moroccan Maghreb food, right?
Yeah.
So why can't we bring that to the forefront so people can experience it? But beyond just the food, it's to tell the story of Middle East. It's to tell the story of Maghreb, right? From North Africa. That's what we're trying to do right here. Get people to know these cultures and then people to experience it. So the Bohemian Garden has been nice enough to want to just do this unique event with us, right? So you have the 5 culinary regions of Africa, 5 different distinctive dishes that are elevated to show you that, whatever you think that you know about Africa is wrong. There's good food in Africa. There's also elevated food in Africa. And beyond that, it can get you to talk with your neighbor in a different way.
Right.
That's what I always say. If you truly love somebody's food, it's hard to hate them.
Absolutely.
So food can get us there, right?
Not only that, but what I love about my experience with House of Ba and meals, and actually just almost all the African food that I've had. So it might be a dish that you haven't heard the name of.
Yes.
But what did we put in here? So we've got celery, we've got pepper. You just put some bay leaves in here. We're doing. Oh, is that Yazzie spice, chef?
There you go. That's a Yazzie spice. You know what I mean?
Oh, it smells great.
This is the fusion that we're talking about, right? Making a dolma, which is a Maghreb food, but we also add in here some Yazzie, right? Which is the West African seasoning, right? But you can also go to Morocco and it will be ras el hanouf. Everybody has their own household curry things that they use. So that's what we just added right there.
I love it.
So let's add the egg whites in there.
And we've got ground turkey in here, chef?
Yeah, we got ground turkey. We got also ground chicken.
And so, but I mean, everything we have in here, I mean, a lot of households around Omaha, around the U.S. have almost everything that's in there.
Yes.
Maybe minus the Yazzie spice.
Maybe minus the Yazzie spice. You're right.
I will say though,
Yes.
more and more, I think probably have ras el hanouf.
Yes.
Because it's becoming more known.
Yes.
And which is great, which is also what you're doing. And also, Fatima, you did a great job on these egg whites.
Thank you.
We were worried they weren't.
It was a lot of arm work.
Right? You got your workout for today, and we were like kind of wondering because there's no KitchenAid present here right now. So Fatima was like using the arm muscles and to whip up these egg whites, and they came together good. So we've got the ground turkey, ground chicken, the aforementioned vegetables. We got the Yazzie spice,
Yep.
and then we just added the egg whites, and so now you're stirring them around in the saucepan. The the amount of color, beautiful color palette that we have going in here right now.
It's actually beautiful, right?
And for those that haven't had Yazzie spice, because I think if I recall, that can differ by family, by region. Everybody has their own.
Yes.
What are some common ingredients if somebody was to start making their own Yazzie spice?
Oh, well, I can give you like maybe a couple, right?
Sure.
Because I can't give you it all, because if I give you all, they have to move to Mars. Yeah.
Got you.
But I'll tell you this though. Quite frankly, I might call it Yazzie, but if you were to go to Morocco, a spice blend is called Aslanut, right?
Yep.
If you go to Ethiopia, they will say Berber, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So if you go to Ghana, they might call it Chire or something different.
Okay.
So it's really, every household has their own thing. And I guarantee you, 3 or 2 or 4 things that are in the Aslanut, they are also in Yazzie.
Gotcha.
Even if you take a harissa, 2 or 3 things, you will find them in there.
Gotcha.
You know, and I even tell you something. You go to India, you get something, you will find that they have something that actually similar to Yazzie.
So if somebody's going to cook this at home, they could pick out any of those things,
They
or
can
maybe
pick,
make their
yes.
own.
But
Gotcha.
if you want to make it more so like West Africa typically, then you want to go Yazzie. Yazzie is in my mother's language in Togo. They call it different name, someone else. But and again, this evolved, right? We talked about this in another episode.
Yeah.
Where if what you cook, what you have. If you don't have it, you know, then you don't have it. You just mix it.
It's hard to cook it if you don't have it.
Yeah. So, so you have garlic in there. You have onion powder in there. You know, you have caraway seed in there. You know, you have cumin in there. You know, so right there already, I just give you like some of the things that are in there.
Your base Yazzie spice. Well, that's good, so that in that way, somebody that's listening to us talk here kind of has an idea what the flavor profile might be like, and so that's awesome. And then that fresh rosemary that we got in there.
Rosemary and thyme. You always want to add herbs, right? You can't just, do this without herbs,
Sure,
So,
and some nice fresh herbs there too.
We're gonna just send this consommé going,
So we got there. We got everything working in the pot. Looks like we've got you got some potatoes peeled and soaking also here too.
So actually, we poach those, right? So dolma, the way they will make it is just cut everything, right? But because we want to elevate this, because we want people to see this cuisine, as fine dining, you saw how we present it, at
yes, that's
Capstone.
right. So if I remember, this dish is a stuffed bell pepper, except in this case we're doing a stuffed potato.
Stuffed potato, yeah.
And it was served in a very delicious, very clear consommé.
Yep.
And then you had this like potato nugget of awesomeness in the middle of the bowl with everything else. That's right. Okay.
That's correct. That's what we're trying to, achieve right here.
So if somebody was cooking this at home, typically, how would it be presented? Because it probably isn't floating in the bowl of consommé, I'm guessing.
It will actually just be the whole thing will just you chop up everything, and including all the vegetable, and then you just put it in a bowl.
Gotcha.
That's how dolma will be. So actually, they will stuff zucchini and squash.
Okay.
Sometime, and then just put it all down in a bowl. It will not be a consommé. It will just be a broth.
Gotcha. But
That's how it will be.
Perfect.
So that's the traditional way of serving it. And then in what we're trying to do right here is have people have the same food, but in a way that they might be like, oh, you know what, this is something that I will have in a restaurant.
Yeah.
This is something that I will have anywhere else, right?
Yeah.
So because if we don't do that, people will still just not have an idea of what African food can be. So we're trying to just make sure that people have that idea of what African food can be. And quite frankly, we call it cultural family cuisine, right? It's not just African food, it's also any other food, right? We work with people that are from Afghanistan in our cohort, people that are from Ukraine in our cohort, people that are from Lebanon, Jordan, Venezuela. So it's really new American cuisines that we don't know much of and we don't understand.
Sure.
So that's the goal of
culturally affirming, culturally educating, and culturally delicious.
Yes. Yes. Well, Fatima, what do you think so far, Fatima, about the program and the class and everything?
Well, I think the program is really cool, and I loved being a student of the chef Jamil. I made so many friends there.
Awesome.
And because I like cooking, I just found myself at home.
Yeah.
And I just, Yeah, I love it.
Fatima, did you cook a lot at home before this program already?
Yes.
So what are some of like your go-tos like at home if you're gonna cook?
Well, because I'm from Morocco, so I do make a lot of tagines.
Yeah.
Different tagines, lamb tagines, beef tagine, chicken tagine. And the tagine in Morocco is the pot that we cook in.
Right,
It's not the dish.
So it's a smaller like clay or fired saucer, and then it kind of has a cone-like
Yes.
lid, right?
Yep. And that cone like help with the steam, so the steam stays in there.
Yeah.
And that clay kind of like gives the flavor to the dish.
Yeah.
We love our tagines, and I have them like at least twice a week.
There's always that, hey, weeknight dinner, something easier to make. What's maybe a common thing? It's a Tuesday. What are you going to make for dinner?
Well, Tuesday it's always chicken tagine,
Nice.
and Wednesday it might be like a lamb tagine. You know, and then the rest of the days it might be like like a salmon
Sure.
with rice or something. But we do eat a lot of bread in Morocco. Not a lot of rice, so we use the bread. It's like our fork or spoon. We dip the
sure.
bread in the tagine, and that's how we eat it.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
And that's like going to eat like Ethiopian food because
Yep.
you
We
get
use the injera.
You get injera just to pick
Yeah.
everything up, and who doesn't
We
like
do
more
like
bread?
Yep.
So what
Pick up
and
everything
we'll,
with
we'll
bread.
get back to our dolma here in a second, but I'm curious about the tagine. So for your chicken, what else goes in with the chicken to make it an awesome Moroccan dish?
So you can either have it only with preserved lemon and calamata olives.
Oh yeah.
And I love that one. Or you can have all kind of vegetables like carrots, zucchini, and potato. I like that one too. Or you can have it on the sweet side with only caramelized onion and raisin.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
That's the one that she made for the capstone, So that's one of the.
That was with preserved lemon. Yeah.
Yep. And again, it could make the cut, for this event that we have at the Bohemian Garden. April 26th, April 27th, we're doing dinner on Saturday. It's going to be limited seat, probably about only 30 people max.
Okay.
So that's what it is. So
very small focused.
very
meal.
small focus meal, and we're having 2 waves. If folks are willing to just do that, we have a 5 o'clock wave and then 8:15 wave, and we're doing a brunch on a Sunday.
Oh my goodness!
Again, that's going to be something unique, something different. We just want people to come out and taste something that they haven't tasted before and experience something different, right? All this thing that Fatima was talking about is what we bring, right? In our cohort, Fatima mentioned that she made a lot of friends. This cohort was heavily from Maghreb, right? We had Moroccan, Tunisian, Algerian, also Egyptian.
Nice.
We had somebody from Sudan in our classroom, and Sudan and Kenya. They can claim both. And then we had somebody from Afghanistan. So that's what we're trying to bring here, Dave. And although this dinner is focusing on the 5 African culinary region, it's about people. It's about cuisine. It's about telling the story through what we offer. And also, it's about just good food.
Absolutely.
It's about good food, So
well, speaking of good food, to catch everybody up here, so in true improvisation fashion here, so our potato's got a lid, but it's we got a pot for a lid, so
yes.
Nicely done. I think adapt and engage might be one of those oath of a chef, rules of a chef rules from Metro, so we've done that. And looks like you got some zucchini going there?
Yeah, I've got some zucchini going around here. So this is going to be what's going to go inside the potato, right?
Okay.
So we're going to stuff it. So zucchini is going to go in there. We have some bell pepper right here as well. We're going to, saute those. And she just mentioned right now zucchini. Vegetable, dolma has a lot of vegetable in there, but we're just going to elevate this by just having a consomme.
Yeah.
And also just stuffing all this. And because we are using we're doing a poultry consomme, what we can do is we're also going to just brown this ground turkey, and then a ground what's called chicken, and then also has that as part of the dish, right?
Gotcha.
And this is you had it, you describe it as a clear brothy,
It's like a stuffed bell pepper, but elevated like 9 times.
Yeah. And then the beauty about this, what we were talking about the class is that, Fatima will tell you this. When I tell the students about how we're going to present the dish, they sometimes just like, what are you talking about? But I love to see their reaction after we take the same traditional dish and then plate it differently where it's on the table. She's smiling right now. She's remembering some
I
of the
did not
resistance.
believe till the end. I was like, no, my dish, it's not a dessert. We don't have it like as a dessert.
That was one of my favorite parts about the capstone is when all the chefs come out, you know, Fatima, yourself included, and you get to see all the happy faces out there of people that have just experienced your food for something that maybe months ago you were like, no way, like nobody's gonna like this, or they don't understand, or it's not gonna look like this, and then it comes out, everybody's just floored. They're like, oh my gosh, like this is awesome. So that's just a neat moment. So
because people haven't seen it before, right?
Sure.
And it's because people haven't heard about it, and people don't know much about it. All people know is that this guy is over there, you know, they say they're talking about cultural family cuisine, talking about African food. Like, what is African food? What is African cuisine? It's 5 regions with so many other countries, so many other plethora of different kind of flavors, right?
Right.
So it is a lot to learn. And for me, having, you know, living in Omaha for a while and calling Omaha home, and Omaha being the foodie town that we are, we got like, you know, James Beard know many chefs in Omaha, okay?
Yeah.
So it's not okay that people don't know about this cuisine. It's not okay that people can't even get to have that.
Right.
I mean, if we had a spot where we can serve what we were serving on that capstone, you went to now 2 capstone now, or 3, I will even say 2. So the cuisine, the food was different.
Yeah.
Right. So if we had a spot where we were serving something like this, people would be flocking because it's different.
Right.
It brings people together. You know, you're not going just for the food, but you're going to discover culture, people, and I think that to me is important. And then I want to bring it to the forefront. That's why we do an event like this at the Bohemian Gardens, and that's where we're thankful that the Bohemian Garden has graciously accepted to be part of this event for us. It's beyond food, right, Dave? It's a culinary advocacy.
Absolutely.
Right? It's about creating container, you know, of relation, of connection. We just want to get people to come here. It's going to be a 5-course meal, sitting here, you know, wine pairing, and enjoy yourself, you know, communal seats where you're going to make friends, where you're going to just enjoy and then learn more about it. And if I may say something, it's just like, it's something unique in Omaha, right?
Absolutely.
We don't have anything like that right now.
Is this maybe the first time that African food has been served at Bohemian Gardens?
I would say, well, because we've been here more than once.
Okay, so this is not the first time. Okay, got it. I was just checking.
Yeah, but what I can tell you is that we are the only one that have served African food at the Bohemian Garden.
Gotcha.
Right, so we do private event right here also.
Okay.
Like people will just want us to do a private event for them, like 10, 20 people, and then we will come to Bohemian Garden and just do chef table directly and serve them. Those are things that we do here at the Bohemian Garden also. So we've served African food at the Bohemian Garden before.
But only House of Boss so far.
Yes, only House of Boss so far. Only House of Boss so far has done something like that at the Bohemian Garden. Yeah.
And then so you've got, let's see, so we've got the ground turkey in there, and then you got salt and pepper going down, Chef? Is that what the
salt and pepper? Yeah, salt and pepper, and then again, you know, yazi, right? And then there's so many ways of doing this right now. We're just gonna just, you know, brown this and keep that for the dolma that we're making.
Right.
I'm gonna grab a pan right here, and then we're gonna just get this going in a second. Beside this event that we have happening on the 26th and 27th here at the Bohemian Garden.
Yeah.
Folks can also check us out on April 22nd at the Kiwi Luminarium.
Oh, at the Luminarium.
Yeah, there's an event happening over there at the Kiwi Luminarium. It's open to the public, and we are going to be just like, you know, offering, displaying the things that we can do as a caterer as well. Because besides doing something, we are also caterer, wedding, event, anything like that, right? And the price will be the same. Bring cultural family cuisine to the table, right? Yeah. So that's another event that we have coming up. So I would definitely say if people don't know about it, they can definitely check out the Kiwi Luminarium event page and just see how they can be part of something like this.
Wow, so you guys are going to be down at Kiwi Luminarium. You said that was the 22nd of April?
Yes, 22nd of April, yeah.
Okay, and then the House of Ba dinner here at Bohemian Gardens is 26th.
26th, and then the
brunch the following day.
Brunch is following day.
Got it.
And now, June 1st. Oh, it's a date that you probably want to mark on your calendar because June 1st, I don't know if anybody follows Jacques Pepin, they will know that he's turning 90 this year.
Yes, and
so
we've, famous chef in his own right, friend of Julia Child.
Exactly, he's turned 90 this year.
90
and
this year.
And you know that we were a grantee of Jacques Pepin, and because of that, we are the only Nebraska organization that has been allowed to celebrate Jacques Pepin's birthday.
That's awesome.
So we are organizing a dinner as part of the 90 to 90, because of Jacques Pepin's birthday.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a dinner that organized and held all over the world for his birthday, and then we are one of the organizations that are the only Nebraska organization that are doing something like that. So that's gonna be at Voltaire.
Le Voltaire.
Le Voltaire. That's on June 1st.
So Chef Wilson.
Chef Wilson, Chef Cedric, Chef Mia, and then Chef Cosmo is part of this. They will help us, put this event up. So the reason why Jacques Pepin Foundation, first of all, that's the only, I think, honor that I think I can consider that would be one of the highest, right? To be recognized by Jacques Pepin.
That's wonderful.
And be like what you're doing here in Omaha. And also for them to say, yes, you can hold a dinner in Omaha to celebrate Jacques Pepin's birthday. When you have like famous chefs, people that we consider like, the guru of of our craft doing it.
Yeah.
All over the world, and then we are chosen here. So, and then I'm humbled to be able to do that with the like of Chef Wilson, Chef Cedric, and then Chef Mia and Chef Cosmo. So that's something also to just put on your calendar because it's going to be nice.
You are the only official people that can, put an event together like that.
In Nebraska.
In Nebraska.
Yes.
How does that event directly tie into maybe what's happening nationally for his birthday, or does anything special happen, or like, I don't know, what all does that mean for House of Ba and Omaha and
So for us, first of all, it's an honor, right?
Absolutely.
Quote is that in the eyes of the store, we all equal.
Yes.
So they truly believe that everybody should be treated equally, and then that, food should be something that everybody should have access to.
Absolutely.
And I think that's one of the things that, they like, and that's one of the things that they choose to be one of their guarantee. And I'm not gonna lie to you, when we heard of this and then we talked about asking them to host this, I was like, Danielle, New York are doing this, right? Chefs are doing this all over. I'm like, we are not at that stage yet.
Yeah.
They will not allow us to do it right here because they want the creme de la creme to be the one that are doing something like this, right? And then we're like, we're doing it also. And we're gonna ask. And they say yes, right? So to say that somebody like me, our organization, House of Ba Foundation, has been allowed, or blessed to say that we are having a dinner to honor Jacques Pepin.
Yeah.
It's 90 only restaurant in the world that are doing this.
Oh, that's it?
That's it.
Wow.
That's why it's 90 of 90. He's turning 90.
Wow.
And he's only going to turn 90 once.
Yeah.
So they're choosing 90 chefs, 90 restaurants, 90 organizations to do this.
That is a super
And then we
honor.
are one of them. You see what I'm trying to say? One of them throughout the whole world.
Yes.
To
Oh my
do this,
goodness.
right? And
Wow.
so we're going to celebrate Chef Jacques Pepin with a brunch at Le Voltaire on that Sunday and a dinner also on that Sunday.
What a
so
deal.
It's something that we want to do.
Well, what an honor for yourself, for House of Ba Foundation, and also for Omaha. And
Yes.
for African cuisine and whatever else you decide to throw in the mix.
Exactly,
there, too.
because I'm going to have an African flair to it. And that's what I like about Chef Jacques Pepin, because he's just like, dude, do what you want to do.
Do what you want to do.
Right? But obviously what we did is that we asked him for some dish.
Yeah.
And so we have some dish that he recommended. And so we're going to make some of the dish that he recommended. Not just be something that we are doing.
I love it. So we've got, so to catch us up, now we've got some awesome sizzling sounds. So we have this is our turkey mix that we have salt and pepper.
Yep.
And you're forming them into a little meatball.
Yep.
And we got a little oil in the pan.
Yep.
And our consomme is still just gently keeping warm.
Yep.
Our potatoes are keeping warm over here.
Yep.
And so we got three pans fired right now.
Yes.
So.
And then just do a little meatball right here because I decided that we're gonna do this as a meatball, or you can just brown them, depending on how you want to do it, right? And this is just so versatile, right? You can just do whatever you want with this, right? Because creativity, and that's one thing that Fatima will tell you. I like people to cook from their heart. The recipe is just a guide. So that's the whole thing that we like to do right there.
So, so if we were gonna, cook this at home, and maybe I don't have enough time for a consomme.
Yes.
What might be a way that I could make this happen minus the consomme, or a substitute that might be just a little easier for the home cook?
Yeah, you don't have to have a consomme, right? Chicken broth, beef broth, whatever broth you have.
Beef broth, chicken broth, whatever?
Yeah, whatever broth.
Okay.
Vegetable broth.
Yeah.
That's it, you have that, right?
Yeah.
And then you cook your potato, steam or saute your vegetable. Right there, you bring it all together. with your meat. You want to make meat dolma meat, yes. If you don't, usually they will do with the lamb also.
Yeah.
And you stuff all this in the zucchini.
Got it.
Or you can stuff all this in bell pepper. Usually they will stuff it in zucchini and squash.
Zucchini and squash would be the most common.
Yeah, they will not stuff in potato, but it's. I mean, we thought about why not do potato.
Why not?
Right? Yeah, why not do potato? Yeah, use the potato as a vessel.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why we turned that into us doing a little bit different. You know, that's why we did that.
Well, and definitely will speak to many Nebraskans' heart with meat and potatoes for dinner.
Exactly, meat and potato for dinner, right? That's the key thing. Like, how do we bring a dish like this, you know, to something that you know?
Yeah.
But let's just let it taste differently, right? Thyme and rosemary in there. In there, just like once in there.
All right, so Fatima's going to drop a little of that more rosemary.
Right here. And some thyme also.
Rosemary going down the oil, get those herbs nice and fragrant.
Yep. And then you can smell the yazzie already coming out of this.
Oh, do we have yazzie spice in there with that
yeah,
too?
we have yazzie spice
Okay.
in the mixture right here.
So we're actually tying the flavors of the meatballs to the consomme because we have yazzie spice, we have our rosemary in there, tying everything together.
Yep. And the key is just like, you know, quantity, right? We didn't over season the consomme, and we didn't over season the meatball either, right? We kept it to the point where something that you can still kind of taste, but not overpowering.
Yeah, our consomme here, so just a very gentle fire here, and we haven't really had to do anything to it. It's just sitting here, just simmering just nicely.
As consomme should, right? What you want to do is, you know, you just take a ladle, and then you make a hole in the middle, and then gently let it, it's like I have a chimney.
Gotcha, so just a gentle hole in the middle with a spoon, and they're just gently ladling the broth over itself, really.
Yes. So if you have whatever broth you want to use at home, you'll find you can use that.
So you could just throw some vegetables in there with some chicken stock if you wanted to.
Yes, if you wanted to.
And is the purpose of making the hole and doing that, is part of that to keep the solids towards the top so they're not mixed in? Because we want to clear
clear consomme. So what's going to happen is it's going to form at the top as you do this, and it's going to keep just like, you know, circulating from at the top. So then as it does that, it's going to keep clearing and the stock.
And with the egg whites on top, is that part of what is holding everything at the top as well?
Yes, sir. That's why you use egg white, not egg yolk, anything, egg white.
Got it.
To make the consomme.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, potatoes looking good. Oh yeah, and then we threw some butter down in our pan with the meatballs too.
Yep. So I think this.
Everybody likes more butter. Oh, those are browning up nicely.
Yeah. So that was here.
Looking good. So, Chef, what do you when you're cooking at home? What's a common weeknight meal for you? I already bothered Fatima.
My kids are so spoiled. I mean, again, I'm happy to do that because it's whatever we want, right? It could be pho. Today it could be pizza. Tomorrow it could be African food.
Yeah.
The next day it could just be us doing like tagine, like she said, or just, you know, meatball and spaghetti. It's what we would feel like, you know. But comfort foods are always coming back to African, right?
Sure.
Food, you know. So
sounds like are your kids being the children of a chef? Do they like a lot of different cuisines, or are they a little picky because they're still kids?
No, that's that's one thing that I'm proud of, and then because my mom, you know, I think I told you this before, coming from an environment where you don't see boys in the kitchen.
Yeah.
My mom introduced me very early to this, so I make sure that my kids also are introduced to this, right? They have to like food, and they like how to cook. It doesn't matter, you know.
Yeah.
So the only time they pick is when they go to school and come back and say the food wasn't good.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, I don't think anybody goes to school and is like, oh, I love the school food. So, especially when you get spoiled when you come home.
But they're very critical also when they go to restaurant, though.
Yeah?
They're very critical because if the food is not good, they will say, hey, Daddy, I bet you can make this better. I'm like, shut up, just eat your food. I'm like, be nice to people, you know. I'm like, those are my friends over there. Those are my colleagues over there. You can't come here and say that the food is not good, right?
They can't go see the chef and be like, this is under siege.
Yeah.
So our meatballs are nicely browning there. Looks like we got about a dozen, maybe a few more than that meatballs. Yep. So the size of what we're cooking, how many would this serve typically?
Oh, typically right now, you know, with what we're doing right now, this probably can go, this broth that we have right here, consomme clear, 10 people easily if we were to pour this, right? One meatball.
Yeah.
It's small size, you
Sure.
know. But if we just like us, just enjoying yourself, to
Yeah.
me, both. If it's a part of a course, I will not go more than one.
Both capstone dinners I've been to have both been wonderful. But one of the things I really enjoyed about the one that you cooked at Fatima was I thought the portion sizes,
Yes.
I think you nailed it.
Thank you, Chef. Thank you.
I heard tell, I think from Chef O'Malley,
Yes.
that you are a big fan of lamb.
Yes.
And the first capstone I went to, we had all this wonderful food.
Yeah.
Second to last dish is this huge piece of lamb.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh, I don't think I can finish
Yeah,
this.
it was a lamb shank. Yeah, it was a lamb shank.
You were very, very generous.
Yeah,
Very generous.
It was a lamb shank. Yeah, I remember that one. It was a lamb shank, and then it was like, I'm full.
Yeah, everybody had to-go boxes because there wasn't
Yes,
any room.
yes.
But oh, those look so good. Got those herbs in there.
Yep.
That butter and oil's getting all flavorful in there too with it.
And guess what, Chef? Because we cook like we are home, and
Yeah.
because this is not like we're cooking separately.
Yeah.
Guess what I'm gonna do?
Vegetables right down.
Yeah, right in there.
So we've got that was our zucchini, yellow bell pepper,
Yep.
red bell pepper going in.
Yep.
Perfect.
I'm
Just
just
a
throwing
nice
that right
dice.
in there, right? So
Perfect.
it's gonna soak in all the juice, all that from the turkey, and then all, right? So, and then the herbs, everything, right?
A
Look at
little
that.
Yazi spice going
Yeah,
down.
right beside going on, you know. And obviously, on the 26th and the 27th, definitely when we do this, we separate them. So if you're a vegetarian, you don't have anything like this, right? We just
Gotcha.
separate. As you can see, we also had everything that we cook. We always, because we're about accessibility, we're about representation. We make sure to have something for vegetarian as well.
Sure.
You know.
Yep, and you did a great job at that at the capstone. The servers were great about checking for, I think there were a couple of people, at least one at my table, that maybe was gluten-free.
Yes.
And so you're watching for that. You know, you're making sure that, folks that are vegetarian had something to eat too.
Yes.
And, I mean, if you have all those veggies and herbs and, some butter in there, I mean, that's just good on its own,
That's good. All right. We're going to get these potatoes out, and then we're going to score them. Actually, we're just going to go like this. So, Chef, so far, what have been your favorite food at the capstone?
Dolma.
Dolma?
Definitely was super good. And I remember wanting to finish every bite of that broth, and I had a really hard time not being unprofessional and picking up the whole bowl and just dumping that. Yep, you got it, Fatima. You just right down and draining it. Let's see, there was a chicken dish this year also, right?
Yeah, that's a chicken tagine.
Yeah. That was good as well.
We had it with the...
I don't think there was anything that didn't. The tea service this year was
yeah,
super fun.
The tea service, yeah.
That was a lot.
Which
of
we
fun.
might have, because we're thinking about it. So we want to just get people to understand and know something. That was Jafar, that was Fatima's husband doing the tea service.
Oh, great.
That's my husband, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we just added the...
Turkish, right?
No,
Where
it's
from?
Moroccan.
Also Moroccan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's also Moroccan, yeah.
Moroccan mint tea.
And the glasses were
Yeah,
beautiful.
from Morocco.
And just the right amount of sweetness in that tea. Also, it
Yes.
wasn't oversweet, but it was still really, really good.
Oh, Chef, can you smell that? And also...
Oh, there it came. I got the aroma.
Yeah, you got, that's all, that aroma is hitting you now. And that consomme is coming clear right now. So we're just gonna, about almost done, get our cheesecloth, and then just strain this,
I mean, we've probably been here 30 minutes or so, but
Yeah.
about roughly how long does it
Roughly,
take?
some recipes says about 60 to 90 minutes.
60 to 90?
Yeah, and again, it depends on how much you're making, right?
Sure.
Yeah, if you're making a small consomme, you're not gonna go that far. If you're making just like a
Is there a good way to tell when it's done?
clear, also you have a nice flavor in it,
Yeah.
right? That's how you tell that your consomme is done.
Got it. The meatballs, and we've got the vegetables are browning really nicely. The zucchini looks good. The peppers look good. The herbs look good. The meatballs just keep looking better and better, Chef.
Yeah.
I mean, they look good at the start, but they're just, wow, that color on there looks great.
And then we can just, oh yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
You want to taste that so we
Yes,
know we
chef.
have enough salt, enough flavor in there and stuff like that, which you can always add after. A little salt in there.
I'd say a little pinch of salt.
Yeah. But you can taste all those flavor
Yeah. Yeah.
in there, right? Yep.
Oh,
All
that's
the
very
flavor.
good. You just eat that by itself.
Yeah. Just give myself. So all this flavor. And one thing also I would say that with this, I just cook the potato that's a vegetable broth. You don't want to throw that away. You can definitely use that again, because just cook the potatoes, so
yeah,
you don't need to throw that away. So.
Perfect. So we got the potatoes are out of the hot water. They're strained. You've got them cut in half, and now we're going to core them out.
Yeah, we're just going to core them out.
So for lovers of the stuffed bell pepper, that's where this comes in. So
that's what. So this is again, every time it's like a challenge. It's like how are we going to do this? How are we going to make sure that this year we present the dish like the way we want to do it? So I've never done dolma like that, and that's what I love about this. Every class is a challenge. Because I don't know who I'm gonna get.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know what the composition of the class is gonna be like. This year, I don't know if I'm gonna have Moroccan next time. But that's the beauty about it, we can have people from New Zealand. Okay, fine. That's the beauty about it. So
I love it. And just taking a dish that somebody's very familiar with and in the country that they moved over to the US from, so they can bring that, but then so it's familiar to the chef, and then making it familiar to the person eating at the table. And
also for the people in the US to also understand and love. You want to do this part? Yeah. So, a cylinder hot steel. Just go ahead and core it.
Core out the potatoes.
Yeah, inside of it.
Leaving about a quarter inch or so outside, just enough so the potato still holds together.
Yep, go together,
Did you season the water when you boil the potatoes?
No, I didn't. A pinch of salt, that's all.
Here, just a pinch of salt.
Yeah,
all right,
because,
going down.
Yeah, that flavor.
There's that yazzie spice.
And the butter. The herb.
And the texture on the meatball, just very soft. But nice browning on the outside. Good Maillard reaction. This is not a spicy hot dish.
No.
This is a spicy, flavorful dish. And that yazzie spice in there. Ooh. Oh, that's so
important
good.
to mention it, so people know that. We talked about it before on your show, right?
Yeah.
Spice is not spicy.
Right.
No.
Flavor.
Flavor, yeah. So that's what we're getting right now.
And that's what we have we have flavor, no question.
So we're getting that consommé ready.
Can I help you with anything, Chef?
Yes, I mean, you are helping already, so you're going to play this,
All right,
so.
yeah. For the dolma, what of the 5 culinary regions would you say this most identifies with?
Maghreb, North Africa.
North Africa.
Yeah, that's Dolma is definitely North Africa.
Definitely North Africa.
Yeah, Dolma is now East Africa. Dolma is now West Africa. Dolma is North Africa. However, I call it Dolma because I'm saying in Maghreb, but I can guarantee you that if I go to another part of Africa,
right,
they might be calling it another name.
Oh, okay.
And also maybe have a stuffed potato, but they will not call it dolma.
Gotcha.
That's the beauty of Africa. That's the beauty of all those cuisines that we have over there.
Right.
That is so different, right? Because they will not call it the same name, but it's almost the same food.
So Fatima, is there anything in Morocco that is similar to a dolma?
Actually, we don't stuff potatoes, but we do stuffed peppers.
Stuffed peppers?
Yes.
Awesome. So when I was saying stuffed bell peppers before,
I always thought it was like a Moroccan dish, but then
Nice.
I came here to the US and it was like, I've seen people like just cooking it.
Yeah.
And then I grew up in Italy, by the way.
Oh, awesome.
So in Italy, they would stuff tomatoes and peppers, and I was like, oh, that's like everywhere. It's like a dish, but it's like you can find it everywhere.
That's wonderful.
It's like pasta, You
Yeah.
think
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Italian, but it's cooked in the whole world.
Right.
I think this will be enough.
That's enough.
You did a better
Okay.
job than me. Yeah.
All right,
I
Chef.
know.
Yeah.
Where we at?
So this is the beauty about that. You see how you said that you grew up, you thought something was Moroccan food. You're like, oh, they have it here. Where something was Italian food. That's what we're trying to really get people to know. Also through what we do at Qasby Foundation, Qasby Food Group. Food is food. Like food is food. We just want you to come and give you something for you to enjoy it, right? And then if we don't do things like this, Dave, this will not be the norm. It will still be the exception. I don't want Fatima to not be seen. I don't want Leila to not be seen. I don't want Akpeje, Komlan, Cosmos to not be seen. I want them to be able to come in, whether the food is from Burkina Faso or Afghanistan, from Lebanon. We want to be able to kind of present it, right? We want people to know that it's food. Come and enjoy it. You'll be able to. So that's why it's important for us to do an event like this at the Bohemian Garden, and then have something where you can really, really, truly enjoy good food.
And as I think Chef O'Malley from Metro often says, delicious wins.
Delicious wins. Delicious wins.
All right. Well, speaking of delicious, so we've got our consommé. You've got some cheesecloth over a pan. So we're
gonna
about
just
to
strain that.
clarify further.
You see, and it gives you these holes right here.
Gotcha. So we're still going right down in the middle. We've got a ladle, and we're just taking that broth and trying to get keep the solids to the side and get as most clear broth that we can
There you
start
go,
with.
chef. Right there. You can either hold it, or you can just do that,
Yep.
and then
Yes, chef.
we just go in the middle.
All right, and just kind of come down and try not to get perfect. And did you start with just water in here, or was this also like a chicken stock?
No, water here.
Water here.
I want stir water here. And the reason I want stir water here because one, I have chicken, ground chicken, I have ground turkey, and I have yazi, and I have salt and pepper.
So
I don't need to just add chicken broth already. It's gonna get me out of all this, right? But if you have your chicken bone and all that, you can do your chicken stock and add chicken stock right here. There's nothing wrong with it.
Got it. Let me know if I need to hustle more, chef.
Oh no, you're fine. You do perfectly fine. Look at that. Look how clear that.
It is super clear.
Yeah,
It is super clear.
Yeah,
And so the amount of solids that are actually going into our cheesecloth is pretty small because the raft of egg whites here is really holding everything together.
Yes.
And this, oh my gosh, this smells amazing. So we're getting all this out of the center.
And for us, that's really what we want to show. We want to show people that you can have food like this, you know. Fatima, can you get us some herbs ready, like rosemary, thyme, and parsley?
Parsley. All right, so we're gonna get this straightened. So this will get served on the bottom of the soup bowl.
Yes.
So we're gonna put this in.
Yes. You know, you can either just stuff everything, you put it inside, and you can just pour this table side.
Oh, that's kind of fun. So you could either serve it just in the bowl, but if you kind of want to up your presentation level, pour it table side.
Pour it table side. You know, you do that so that way, you know, it looks even better.
I love it, and it's amazing how clear this is.
Yeah.
No real fat or anything in
Not
here
at all.
either, because it's just
That's
all
why.
vegetable.
I mean, constantly takes just a little work to do, but you know, the end product is really, really good. You know.
Yeah, it's got a beautiful golden color to it. Also,
Yes.
So I was almost asking about the chicken stock because that's the color it is a really good gold there. And so when we started with this, just as far as how much actually went into the pot, how many of each, vegetable? I think we had about 5 bay leaves. I saw that, but as far as the peppers and the other vegetables, how much did we put in here?
I think it was one red pepper, one green bell pepper, and then a couple stalk of celery, and then onion and carrots.
Got it.
Yeah. So you always want to have like a 2-part onion, and then a 1-part carrot, 1-part celery.
Keeping that mirepoix.
Keeping the mirepoix even.
Yeah.
So, and then add everything else. Add all the vegetable, do your egg white. Add the meat that you want, depending on what it is. Ground beef, ground lamb. I think for the capsun we did it lamb, so it was a lamb consommé.
Nice. All right, so I'm coming down towards the bottom of the pot, chef. So where should I go now?
No, we're good now. So we can
good?
can just take this and look at that clear consommé that we have.
Oh, it's perfectly clear in the bowl there.
You can smell it, See, yeah. So we're just gonna. Now this is liquid gold. You don't want to boil it too much because you don't want it to evaporate, right?
Oh, sure, yeah,
Because you wanna
like you
keep
said,
that-
liquid gold. We want to keep as much.
And
in
we're
there
just gonna add a little more salt because we talk about salt in there, right?
I agreed with you. Yeah, when we tasted it tasted wonderful. Just need a little more salt.
Yeah.
All right,
We're gonna
so
put
our potatoes. We've got just a nice big tablespoon there, and we're stuffing the potatoes with the vegetables.
yes, because we want to be able to do all that in here.
And the meatballs probably won't fit, so we need to put the
Meatball, you'll see. So we score the potato and what's cut the bottom of it,
Yeah.
right? Just right here like that.
Okay, so we cut the bottom of the potato so it would stand up vertically in the bowl.
Yeah. So meatball.
Meatball on top.
Yeah,
There we go.
Because if you just one, like you would say, part of a course, we don't want to do too much.
Right.
We just want to do one like that.
So plating is beautiful.
Right. And then all you do here.
So that bowl, even without the broth, looks great.
Yeah,
So here we go.
If we were serving this, then we just come to the side. You pour this.
Then the dolma becomes elevated dolma.
The dolma become a little dolma.
That's
You know what I mean?
beautiful.
So now you have that.
Who wouldn't
Pretty
want to
much.
eat that?
Yeah. So liquid gold, clear. Now in the true Middle East tradition, we will have other sweet. We will have maybe couscous around here if you wanted to,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll have couscous. We'll have some other stuff.
With
right?
lamb shank.
Lamb shank,
That sounds all right to me. That lamb that you made at Afrofest.
Yes.
Afro Omaha. Oh, that
You remember
was good,
that one?
chef.
Yeah, that's suya lamb.
You sent me home with the to-go box that day,
I
too.
did. I sent you home to go.
You probably tasted.
Right.
I mean, we did.
Yeah.
Okay, so we kind of tasted a little bit, but like this is a full dish here, and so I'm going to try this consomme first. Chef.
Please do, chef. You know.
So we
I
have
do the
this
same thing
beautiful
right
clear consomme. Let's try this
It's
first.
Gold and liquid
It's
gold.
beautiful and clear.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh, that's good.
Oh, yeah.
We got that salt right, chef.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we were tasting as we cooked, and we added just a pinch. There we go. Now we should try it with some of the meatballs. So we've got what is essentially a stuffed potato. When we have zucchini, red bell pepper, yellow bell pepper, Yazzie spice, salt and pepper, a little rosemary. Let's see if I can cut off a piece of this. Is it okay if I knock my potato over,
Oh, yeah,
chef?
of course. Now, go to town. That's all
That's
you,
right.
you know?
It was presented. Now it's up to the diner on what they eat. So we're going to grab a bite of this and a bite. These are a combination turkey and chicken meatball.
Yes, sir.
All right, here
The
we go.
meatball, the potato, the broth.
That's good. Nicely done, chef. So
Yeah.
good. And thank you, Fatima, too, for all your hard work, because you will. I'm talking when I'm eating now. That's really good.
Yeah. And once you break the meatball, it definitely just brings everything together. You know, we add a little bit of that seasoning and salt into it.
What I love about this, too, is the ingredients are clean, straightforward, but it's so deeply flavorful, you know. It's, wow, just the savory factor here.
Listening, I'm going to be salivating, you know, hearing all these things that we're talking about, all that kind of thing, because this is different within North African cuisine a lot. You notice that I season the broth, I season the meatball, but I didn't over-season it. So there's a balance that you have to get. So they want you to be able to taste everything together with the great flavor. At the same time, they want you to, when you get one component, you still taste the flavor. That's the tricky part. That's where it comes together. That's the true essence of curry.
In French cuisine, or a lot of dishes, you know, when you watch people cook, it's like, they're like, you have to get a cohesive bite. Make sure you get each individual thing together. And in this case, you get everything, no matter which bite you get, which is kind of fun in itself. Just a different way to compose a dish.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, I'm glad we did this.
Me too. We've been talking about cooking together for a while.
I know.
This is totally worth the wait because it's that delicious.
It's nothing really complicated, but it's just people don't know much about it.
Yeah.
And people are not aware. That's what we're trying to just bring to the forefront. That's what we're trying to get, right? We're trying to just get people to come taste this and people also be open to it.
Absolutely.
So when Fatima open a restaurant or when somebody else, I'm just saying, when somebody else open a restaurant, people can go and, you know, patronize, you know, them. Or people can change their mind and no thinking that African food is now good food. This is just the scratch of the surface, you know. There's so much more.
You know, every time I see you, Chef, my heart is always full. My tummy's always full. And you always produce a smile on my face, and that's definitely here today.
Likewise, Dave. Likewise. You know, thank you for supporting us. You know, you've been a big support of us. Always telling our story and also helping us to educate the Omaha community about this kind of thing. That's why we're doing it. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate you.
Well, I guess we'll kind of sign it off on the show, right? We got to end it. We finished our bowls, so I guess that means the show's over.
I mean, it's over, but you have to say your signature tagline, though, right?
Oh,
until we see you again.
Until we eat again. Stay hungry.
Sure.
All right. Bye.
Our show is recorded and produced by Saturday Omaha. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, as well as email SaturdayOmaha@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and stay hungry.
Saturday Omaha.
Eat this.